Thursday. Thursday's always my very full day, so I get to pop these in whenever I'm able to. But today, again from the dementia list, was ask, never demand. And once again, dementia or no dementia, isn't it so much kinder and softer to ask? Because when we demand, we get a guard put up and we move ourselves into that power, authority, and entitled mode. And of course, none of us are entitled. You might think it's a fancy word, you might think it's a real thing, but at the end of the day, we all get up out of bed, we all go to bed, we put our clothes on the same way. None of us, no matter what state or status we feel we are in life, none of us are entitled. So let's think about asking, never demanding. Well, let's go with that. I put my article in there. Every day in our precious lives, we get to choose, and we do really get to choose. How will we behave? What energy will we send out into the world around us? I know so often people say, Sandra, where do you get your energy? It doesn't matter how tired I might be or what else is on my mind. Once I have decided that I'm going to be somewhere and do something, I park my concerns, my worries, my tiredness outside the door, put it on a hook. When I'm finished what I am called to do at the moment, I can go back and pick it up. So it's really very much for me, and I believe it's very much for you, a choice we make. It's not like we have to have that high energy for 24 hours a day. We're going to sleep for 8 hours. We're going to sit and reflect and relax for 4, I hope. Yeah. So really, it's about choosing how we will behave and what energy we will choose to send out into the world. So at the end of that choice, you can be proud and content, or you're going to look back and say, oh man, I know I was tired, but I forgot to park that and I barked at somebody. I caused a problem. I made a mistake because I wasn't in the state to go ahead and do what I needed to do, and I messed it up. Whether it was because I was demanding something and forgetting to ask or just frustrated, whatever it is, it's our responsibility, your responsibility and mine, to stop and pay attention to ourselves and then choose and react accordingly. Because otherwise, you're going to be proud and content, or you're going to look back with regret. And you know what comes with regret? It just gnaws and gnaws and gnaws away until you recognize, okay, I'm going to be getting eaten up with this. I'm going to do it to myself. It's going to be awful. It's going to be really annoying and painful until I go and clean up my mess. That's what we call those annoying amends. We have to go and make amends. We have to come clean, and they have to be true and honest and faithful, or they won't count. The other way is to be joyful. So just don't go there in the first place. Look after your thoughts. Look after your words. That's why I'm so passionate about communication, because communication is not only standing on stage and speaking to audiences. Communication is what we say to ourselves. It's what we say to those around us when nobody else is looking. How are we behaving? In joy, or are we causing pain for ourselves and others? Joyful comes from the intent, and the intent has to be chosen, which means that you have to be listening to the self-sabotage and moving yourself into the present and moving into the wisdom that you know, the sage that's in you. But if we're over here with all this noise all the time, and most people are there 80% of the time with all this crap going on, and they don't know how to get back here on a moment's notice. So when are they ever going to listen to the wisdom? That is what I work with you. It's communication and making choices and moving along And it's so much easier when we do it together. Sure, you can do it yourself, but it takes decades. Or you can move it along faster. Just stop and consider. Reflecting on the power of asking instead of demanding. Test it. Test it out where you are. Just demand something of somebody. You do it often enough with your children or employees or just friends that have to take your abuse because you're ugly that moment. Watch yourself. Reflect on it. How did that turn out for you? Versus being aware, staying mindful, and stop it. Stop it. You see, it all comes back to choices and finding a way to keep that choice moment by moment by moment. No, here, moment by moment by moment. Oh, what was the wise thing? Okay. Anyhow, I'm going to let you consider how it is that you get to choose to use every day as your lesson for improving yourself. That's your reflection today. It is Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk. You know how to get in touch with me. It's right there on the front, and would love to hear from you, and comments and any other topics you would like to follow up with would be wonderful. Take care. You can do it. You know it, and you know I can help.